Hello, my divine, infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever, ever shall be. And I'm here going live on YouTube because I have a really important message I want to give to my fellow Americans. I'm American. I haven't lived in the States or even been in the States for 5 years, but I've come back, due to circumstances that I've had to come back. And I've lived in America, as you do. And I've learned how to navigate it. And I have some important information for you because in many respects, things are really, really bad here. Now, some things are wonderful, but you need to see what's wrong so you can, if you need to, make some course corrections, all right? Because this is a year, by this time next year, the choices you make are going to solidify you on timelines, either a descending timeline and things are going to get really bad, or an ascending timeline and things are going to get wonderful. So my job is to help you make things wonderful in your life, okay? So if you are an American and living in America right now, okay, depends on where you're at. I've been out there. I've been doing the book signings for my book, The Infinite Human. I've been doing spiritual festivals. I've been meeting with people. I've been giving my books away and freely meeting with people, young awakening starseed infinite human beings, and just sharing my perspectives, okay? So take only what resonates, but leave the rest. But I will tell you what. Hi, thanks for joining me. I can't do this on Facebook anymore, so I'm doing it on YouTube. But it's no coincidence that where I eat, the only place you can get real food, I just eat here all the time. There's some Amish girls that just came in, okay? So one of the first things I say to you is try to navigate yourself outside or on some land and have a base where you can disconnect from, the world if need be. Just like during the pandemic, you're self-sufficient. You can grow your own food, you're in nature, you're in an area perhaps that's not next to a military installation of hi-fi G that's, that you feel comfortable in. So if your job is to be here in America. Now, many people, many starseeds have chosen to be here as part of their soul contract. And if you're not in a position to leave, then you have a soul contract to stay here. Now, I thank God, and my husband, who was a doctor, we worked America for, so long, over 60 years, I guess. And I tell you, we visited all the Native Americans, the poor, Black communities of the South, the Mormon communities. I mean, we did it. I did book signings for my children's book that children are losing their creative sparkle. If you read my book, The Infinite Human, I talk about the journey. And I paid my dues, so to speak, So a lot of young starseeds now are in the system, So if you're in the system, the first thing I would say is, okay, you're learning. I had to do the system. I mean, I'm drinking, eating out of plastic stuff and using this latest cell phone that totally censors everything I do and totally spies on me. And, I'm in the system. I had to learn it. I know the system, but learn it with aware eyes, awake eyes. If you're in the system, know what you're doing. And then if you're working in the system, start becoming aware of who you're working for and where your money's going, because you're going to want to start making choices that your energy is not being co-opted. Because I have some really bad news. I have some good news, but I have some bad news. Karma exists, and that's one thing that the new age, kind of stuff skips over. But there is karma, okay, for everything you do, whether you're aware of it or not. So many of us have been, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Many of us have been co-opted by the system and been used and abused. And my newsletter that's coming out, so please join infinitehuman.com. It's coming out tomorrow. It's about Pocahontas, the truth about the Thanksgiving, because we're in the month. And so Thanksgiving to all you infinite humans, everyone who's bought my book and who's beginning this movement of the new consciousness renaissance, but how she was, this divine, loving creature that was misused and abused and ended up dying in England when she was taken from her twin soul, her husband, her family, and exported off. So many of us have that story. We've been used and abused by the system, but you have to stop. No more. Stop being a victim, because even, that's why many people are having trouble extracting themselves. It takes courage, it takes ethical and moral commitment, and it takes the ability to say, no, I'm not going to, work for this company. I'm not going to invest in this company if I know that it's creating, things that are killing people, poisonous substances, it's polluting the environment. We're going to have to be the change. And those of us who have the courage to be the change within the system, although it may be difficult, the rewards are going to be incredible. I just know that. I'm telling you, on faith, you're going to have faith. And faith, I saw this definition the other day when I went to do yoga. It said faith is believing in a divine plan. So there is a divine plan here, and it takes you extracting yourself. If you're working in a fast food place and the food is crap, you don't want to stay there, because you are creating karma for yourself by, or you're in a healthcare system and what you're handing out to people is killing them, or you're investing in companies that that are not really good for the planet. And I'm not saying green. Green's the new, I don't like the word green. We call it green pass up your ass in Italy. So green has an agenda behind it, but I think you get the gist. Now, if you are able to, if you've been having signs and you know who you are, especially if you're older, maybe you're retired, or you can work online doing something, positive, I strongly suggest that you open yourself up to leaving. Because America's got, a lot of karma that's got to pay off, but it's also got a lot of opportunities. But it really, I'll never tell you what to do. Depends on your soul mission. So you have to search your soul. And is my soul mission here? And then if it is, I have part of my soul mission is here. Part of my soul mission is where I live in Italy. Thank God. And then I'm also looking into the Latin communities, because I've just translated my book, The Infinite Human, into Spanish, and part of my soul mission is there. But you have to tune in to your soul mission, which you wrote before you came here. And I will just say, from someone who has lived outside of the United States and escaped America many years ago, Peter and I did that. We got ourselves extrapolated, because America is the biggest cage possible. It's the biggest mind control program. It's the biggest illusion. It makes you think you're wealthy, but you own nothing. The banks own everything in your house, and now they've got digital real estate, and all the currency is going digital. It's a big illusion, and it's going to burst if you stay in that illusion of thinking everything's fine, because that bubble is going to burst, because it's not real, okay? But I do think we can use the systems, and that's when you become an alchemist, and that's one of my jobs. I'm learning how to use the systems for good, use investments, use the current structure, for good. And a good example of that is Christmas time, or getting close. So I like It's a Wonderful Life, because It's a Wonderful Life shows two things. One, George Bailey, who makes a difference, because we see what life would be like if he hadn't been born. And two, he has savings and loan, the good old savings and loan. He hated that job, but he did it. And because he did it, there were homes that were built where, poor people got to live in. The money was used correctly. So I believe we can use the structures that exist, but we have to use them karmically correctly at first. We have to not use usury. We have to not make it parasitical. We have to make it a win-win situation for everyone. So the money in America, which has been the God, and God we trust, has to be transmuted from its black Babylonian black magic curses, because it's been cursed. And that's why people steal it. They kill for it. They sell their body for it. They sell their soul for it. So we have to escape that. And the only way to do it is you have to. It's an individual thing. Everyone has to escape that first. And then, the structures can change. But I suggest that everyone if you're going to live here, you make sure you're extrapolated from the system as much as possible, especially the AI system, because, this AI now is just total mind control. Right now, the algorithms are affecting you know, I did videos about this, your brain algorithms, they're binding you to it, and that's AI black magic. They're putting checkerboard cages around your pineal. So the more you are on AI, the less you can get the activations from the sun and tune into what's real, the organic, your organic chip. And I've been here, and you know, I've had the Siri or whatever, the waiver, all the things. I mean, they'll tell you, you know, when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to turn right, when to turn left. I mean, they probably have some that tell you when to go to the bathroom. I've seen people that are using them to heal themselves. And you know, I mean, yes, you have to be wise with that, but do disconnect from that. Get in nature. If you can grow your own food, because the food is trucked all over the place. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing. If you can leave the country, then you can have another perspective when you come back. So I suggest anyone that can, get out. And you know what? I'll tell you something. You can live on $1,000 a month like a king and a queen in most other countries. I know I can in where I am. I'm in Sicily. I'm not in the upper part of Italy, you know, where it's really industrial. I've heard that you can, like in Mexico, the Yucatan, and Costa Rica. I mean, if you get yourself situated properly. And I know Americans never learn other languages, and they're very scared, and you have attachments, you have your family, you have your friends, you have your comfy little home, you have your community. But you know, this is time to make the changes, because if you don't change, nothing's new's going to happen, right? I mean, everyone's like, the structures have to fall down, everything has to change, you know, everything's bad, the cabal owns this, but they're not willing to make a change themselves. They want someone else to do it for them. And that's the biggest name of the game here in America. Everything is done for you. Good Lord. I mean, except gas. It's not pumped for you. But, you know, the computer, you know, while they're talking to you, the computers tell you where to go, you know. You just, it's like the doctors tell you what to put in your body, and please, I'm telling you, tune in. You're a divine infinite source. So you can listen to my opinions, because that's how we create a new consciousness renaissance. You get out of your box, you get out of your cage, and you travel to other countries, which they don't want you to do right now, or you meet different people, or if you're just doing everything online, you know, for a while, listen to other people, then start getting it yourself. So that's my advice, my perspective. So if you like what I said, if it resonates, if it tweaks some ideas with you, then join my Infinite Human family at www.infinitehuman.com. Subscribe to this channel and get my book, The Infinite Human, because it tells all the truth behind the lies, and it's really there to help you on a healing journey to reach a new consciousness renaissance within yourself. All right. Ciao for now, as I always say, and let me see if I can turn this off here. I think I can turn it off.